reflecting. We've got a few more scheduled in the weeks ahead. So you've got multiple opportunities to attend or join these sessions. The content is the same that is covered throughout, but again, just multiple opportunities to hear that information. There is also some live classroom training coming up for our phase 2 users. So that's coming up in some central locations. And then as a reminder, all self-service resources such as this deck, as well as quick reference guides, are all available on the project portal. So if you have not bookmarked that site, we highly encourage you to do so. It is an extremely valuable resource. Finally, really just want to kind of set the expectations for this session and the format. Note that we will be covering some changes to ways of working and new technology. We ask that you keep an open, forward-thinking mindset, stay positive and focused. This is definitely the first step in the learning journey. You'll have more opportunities to do so, and everything with Ariba is really about building muscle memory. It may feel like a lot of clicks at first, but I promise as you get in there and as you're running or submitting multiple requests, it will become easier and quicker over time. And then finally, definitely take advantage of this time. Questions and comments are highly encouraged. However, we do ask, because of our audience size, that all of those are asked via chat. So feel free to post questions or comments there, but we will only be addressing those via chat unless we have time at the end.
Hey, Andy, this is Bob. Are you going to you or Randy going to monitor the chat?
Yes.
And then I just had one other comment. Folks, please ask questions. The amount of questions that are coming through for those in phase 1 through the channels that have been provided are robust. So those in phase 2 hopefully will get the benefit of what phase 1 has gone through. But please ask questions. It's only going to help.
All right, so getting into our very first topic is SAP Ariba as a whole. So you may have seen this term source to pay, and really that's what we've been referring to this project as. What we mean when we say source to pay or S2P are all of the steps that you see here, essentially after there's a business need for a good or a service. Ariba as a technology handles and supports this entire process. So if we take that a level deeper, what that looks like are different modules within Ariba that you all have purchased that handle or address key pieces of that source to pay process. So starting here with the very first one, Ariba SLP, or Supplier Lifecycle and Performance. That is where your supplier registration and setup processes take place, all supplier information management. So this module did go live back in December and is currently live for supplier registration. Ariba sourcing is where bids and events are run out of. So this is also live as of last year. And then finally, our buying and invoicing, which is really the key focus for today, as well as these go lives, are around creating and submitting purchase requisitions, that generating then a purchase order and being transmitted to the supplier, as well as our receiving actions. And then on the invoicing side, this is where we're receiving invoices from suppliers and generating payment. You will notice 2 important bookends here to this visual. The first being JDE. So Ariba is integrated with your back-end ERP, JDE, to facilitate that payment process and other processes. And then finally, we have our SAP Business Network. And this is essentially where your suppliers go to interact with CDI through the Ariba network. So here's where they'd be responding to things like sourcing events, managing their supplier information, acknowledging orders, and submitting invoices. So there's a large effort to get your suppliers ready to transact with you through the SAP Business Network. You'll continue hearing a lot about that. So diving deeper into our buying and invoicing module, just some key value points of why Ariba is beneficial to not only the organization, but you all as requesters. So this does provide you an integrated platform for searching and requesting goods or services needed. It is a improved buying experience with a more user-friendly interface and searchable catalogs, so more of that Amazon-like shopping that we're all used to in our personal lives. It has been designed to align with your